Hey, what's up everybody? This is Zach Rosette with Buildbox. In this video, I want to check out some of the top games in the App Store right now. There's been some changes, so there's some new contenders on the board, so I thought that would be a good idea to check them out. I'm going to go into the App Store and I'm going to scroll down to top free. So I'm noticing that Into the Dead is number 1, but two games that I wanted to check out today are Dunk It and Dune, because I noticed that they jumped to the top of the charts recently and I really wanted to check them out. So I'm going to download Dunk It and I'm going to download Dune right now. So hanging in there at number 6 is Flipmaster, number 5 is Rolly Vortex, and number 4 is now Snake vs. Block, which is interesting to me. So that one's jumped up a bit. Bowmasters is at number 7. That's a fun game. We might check out that game later today because they really have a good taking damage animation and defeated animation, so we might check that one out. I see that Homescapes is at number 8, and I haven't played that game yet, but it does look really fun. I definitely have seen a lot of advertisements for that game, so it makes sense to me that it's in the top 10 because it definitely has a lot of visibility. I noticed that Ryder is still in the top 10, which I think is interesting because we've seen lots of motocross games before, but this was a classic model and improved. It took the old motocross games and old motorcycle games and it modeled and improved after that, and it added this great aesthetic that kind of makes it look futuristic, kind of like Tron. So I think that that is working for that game. So that's something to consider when you're making your games, is you can take an old game and just give it an entirely new makeover. Okay, so let's check out Dunk It. So I'm going to open up Dunk It, and wow, another game put out by Voodoo. Interesting. Okay, awesome. So this is Dunk It. I like the motion on the UI here. There's a lot kind of going on. The ball is pulsing out and forth and it's sending rippling waves through. And the tap to dunk thing is kind of pushing down like you're actually tapping. So already I really like this UI because it's got a total of 4 buttons. In my opinion, the main menu UI, the less buttons the better. So I've said this before over and over again. But you can see in the upper left hand corner there's a restore purchases button. At least that's what I'm guessing it is. And I am pressing it, but nothing is happening. I wonder if it's just not connecting, and it might just be my phone. So we've got a skins button, which is good. Gotta have that. And oh, this is kind of cool. So when I get into the skins UI and I press OK, I like that the dunk comes from the right and the hit comes from the left, and they kind of join together. I think that looks pretty clean. Looks like a game center button or a leaderboard is maybe coming here pretty soon, so maybe check that out later. And let's go ahead and play this game now. Okay. Interesting. So every single time you tap, you are tapping the opposite direction and you're moving it forward, and you can keep rolling, and you have a little bit of time. Oh, you have a time limit and it catches on fire. Wow. That's pretty rad. Wow, the graphics are fantastic. The way that the ball catches on fire and all the debris and like stuff flying off of it, I feel like that totally works. And timeout. Oh, and I got it on the roll. Did you see that? Man, that was at the buzzer. Interesting. So I really like this game. So this is kind of like avoid the spikes, but you're actually trying to hit the spikes and you're trying to make it into the hoop. And again, it's this basketball theme. So Voodoo is really rocking the basketball theme. I gotta say that that's working. And let's see if you can go from under. No, you cannot. So they're keeping with the, oh man, and that made me lose. Dang it. Okay. But that's good. Okay, so they keep with the same game universe. They have Flappy Dunk, where you make it so that the balls cannot go from underneath, and then another dunking game, another basketball game, where you cannot go from underneath again, and you have to keep going. It's you have to go from the top. So I really like this. I think that this is totally working. So if I lose, is there even a game over UI? I see the pause button in the corner. I like the, oh, there's a perfect thing. So what constitutes a perfect? Is it like a swish? That was great. Nope. You can't hit the board. That's what it is. If you hit the board, then you do not get a little perfect thing. So let's see if I can just make it in. Nope. See, so I can just make it in. I think I hit the board. There it is. Boom. And then when you're hot, you're on fire. Oh, interesting. So the key here is you want to try to not hit the board if you can. Okay, cool. That's interesting. You know what? One thing I kind of want to try is I want to try to see if I can go from the bottom up, and then once it's pretty clear of the bottom, I want to see if it'll go back down and register it as a point. So let's see. So let's check this out. So I'm going to see if I can go from underneath Yeah, so you can go from underneath and then let it pop out. Oh, well, I messed that up. But you can see that on the first one that you can go from underneath and let it fall down and it will register as a hit. So that's kind of a sneaky way to get a point. But yeah, if you're like stuck and you're like, wait, I can maybe make it from underneath the hoop. So that's something you could try out. I noticed that there's no game over UI, which is awesome. You just keep playing the game, playing the game, playing the game. That's a good model. I really like this game. It's simple. No wonder it's working. Okay, so it's you don't want to overcomplicate your game, and you just want to keep like a really nice working loop. You want to have like a good solid game loop that the player can just get stuck in and just play over and over and over again. It's really satisfying. All right, that's it for Dunk Kit. I really like the game overall. I think that there's some good strategies implemented, and now let's check out Dune. Wow, okay, Dune. Another game by Voodoo. So the game starts off with a tutorial, which is good. See, I always like the idea of making the player go through the tutorial just once and then have that tutorial back in the information UI or something like that, so they can access the tutorial later again if they want, or if they want to show their friends, like, hey, this is how you play, here's the instructions. But you want to make them go through it once so they get the idea of the game and how it works, and then you never want to make them go through it again. You want to allow them to just play it over and over and over again. Let's go ahead and test this out. So it looks like I hold to gain speed, I release to get air, and then I hold to dive again. So, okay, so this is kind of like rolling to get speed, I release, I jump up, and then if I need to come down and like avoid something, let's see how this works. Okay. Ooh, I like it. So it's interesting. You're just trying to get what? Oh, you're trying to get above the dune. Oh, you're trying to fly high above that line. Oh, this is awesome. You get into a real rhythm here. Oh, and I love it. So you have to time your falls down. Okay, so this is interesting. So this whole game works on kind of like a sinusoidal wave, and so you actually have to time it just right. If you don't hit the bottom of the sine wave or the bottom of the hill in the valley, and you get along that groove, and so that you're able to jump right back up and launch up, then you just go crashing right into the hill. I like this. This is different. I haven't seen this a lot before. This is pretty unique, and I think it's really satisfying when you get into a good rhythm and you're flying up way above like the moon. You're seeing the space and the planets and stuff. That's pretty cool. I think that works. I like that. That's awesome. And crashed. Okay, I like this game. I like the continue option. I noticed that for both games, it gives you the option to watch an advertisement and then you're able to continue with your life, which is really fun. I think a lot of players like that. They like the ability to have a second chance. I think another thing that's really great about this game is that there's like this continuous gameplay. There's not this real game over UI with tons of buttons. It gives you tons of options. It allows the player to just keep playing. Sure, you have to watch an advertisement every once in a while, but it's a trade-off. I like how the main menu UI just rolls right into the gameplay. It's really smooth that way. So it actually starts, so this is interesting. So it shows you the tutorial every single time. And so this is the main menu UI, is just the gameplay. All right, and this is a really strategic way to design your game. So there's no main menu UI. There is just the starting UI, and then you've got the instructions, and so you're ready to dive right in. And then if you live, then you can keep playing, but if you die, then you only have a second chance, and then you're right back to the front page with the tutorial. So I'm really noticing that Voodoo does that with a lot of its games. It has the tutorial in the main menu screen, and then it rolls right into the gameplay. Okay, that's something that I haven't seen a lot with other games, but I am seeing pop up more and more. So that might be something that is working well for them strategically, and they might be getting back good numbers, like, hey, this is really effective and players really like this, so we're going to keep doing this. So it's something to consider right now with your games, is maybe adding that feature into your game where you have the main menu, have the tutorial in there, and then you roll right into the gameplay. So it's really smooth, it's really engaging, and I talk a little bit about that with another game from Ketchup with Too Many Dangers. It kind of rolls right into the gameplay, and it's a real smooth transition, and that's something that's effective right now. Alright, that's it for this game review. If you thought this video was useful and you want to see more videos like this, then please like this video and subscribe to our channel.
Like and subscribe.